Hi, Lauren here from The Happiest Woman Alive. So, I make these videos every week for you guys so you can have some tips and answers to all these questions that I know you have. But, I really want to document my own journey too. I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from and who I am. I know many of you have watched my before and after video where I talked about, why I wanted to have surgery and how amazing I felt afterwards. And, you know, it's it's kind of funny because I made that, I bawled my eyes out while making that video. But, there's so much more to me that I didn't put in that video. Before I had weight loss surgery and before I even made that first video, I was severely depressed. I was diagnosed with, severe depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. I had been diagnosed with postpartum depression, antepartum depression, which is depression during pregnancy. My entire life I've been depressed. I was unhappy my whole life. I was out of control with how unhappy I was. I was on a lot of different medications. I really didn't know how to control anything around me. I kind of just let life happen to me and I reacted to it. It made me really depressed. I was super sad. It was awful. My life was really hard. I was really young when I got married and I had kids. I was 21 when I got married and had my first daughter. I'll be 30 this year. And the past 10 years, man, it's been a roller coaster. 20s are no joke. But, I actually beat my depression for one reason. I call it my light bulb moment in my other video. But what it really was when my youngest daughter was a baby. She was only 15 months old. She got into my antidepressants while I slept. And she overdosed on them. And she got very sick. She was, I, of course, got her to the hospital, but there wasn't really much they could do. And we just had to let her ride it out. And when I saw what my medication did to my baby, I was devastated. She took 16 days worth of an antipsychotic medication that I was taking. And luckily, it was one that doesn't cause any physical damage or psychiatric damage. Well, it did cause psychiatric damage to her for a short period. She's now 5 and perfectly fine. It's just kind of emotional, but I think that might just be who she is. But my light bulb moment was going through that and knowing that I no longer wanted to be dependent on medication that could do that to my children on accident. So I got rid of every pill in my house and I stopped taking everything and I started doing my best to learn to be happy without medication, which is how I came to where I am today. I learned that we have this control that sometimes we don't realize we have. And when we let life happen to us, we give up our control. Now, I can't control other people. I can't control the weather, circumstance. I can't control there's a lot I can't control. In fact, I can't control anything except myself. I can't even control my kids. But they're good little kids because I gave them good examples. I've learned control. I've learned how to control my decisions and my actions and my reactions to what's happening around me. I no longer let life happen and then react to it. I create the wave. I start. I move. I act. Now, I wanted to explain this to you guys because the past 2 weeks, I stopped acting. I did very little for my business. I didn't make a video. I didn't eat right. I didn't take care of myself. It wasn't depression that took over. It was honestly because my air conditioner broke and it was like 90 degrees in my house and I was angry and I didn't want to do anything. But I didn't do anything the past 2 weeks. I didn't work out. I ate a bunch of processed foods. and I regained 5 pounds, which doesn't sound like much, but in 2 weeks, I gained 5 pounds. And with how little I actually am able to eat, that's a big deal. It is a big deal. Regaining 5 pounds doesn't feel good. I feel it. I don't like how I feel right now. Physically, I don't like how I feel. But there's this ironic little thing that I actually wrote a book on how to get back on track like a month ago. Like 2 months ago. I just wrote it. I know what I need to do. I absolutely know how I need to get back on track. And, I have it on paper, the 10 steps I need to take. I just didn't realize that I was so soon going to need that information myself. As someone who had weight loss surgery, it kind of controls my whole life. It's my career. It's something I think about every day as I eat, as I drink, as I get dressed, as I shower. Everything throughout the day reminds me of the fact that I had weight loss surgery. I don't deny it. I'm very public about the fact that I had surgery. I'm also very public about the fact that I eat clean and I work out. And then for the past 2 weeks, I didn't. And, I still didn't make horrible choices, but I didn't make amazing choices. I made bad choices. They just, they caused regain. It was terrible. I want you guys to understand that I'm real. I make mistakes. I know how it feels. I'm going to work my butt off in the next couple weeks. Luckily, my friend Lindsay that I grew up with, we grew up in the same little neighborhood since we were little kids. She is working on becoming a coach, and she decided to do a 5-day clean eating challenge. And I signed up knowing, like, oh my gosh, it's like the universe told me, seriously, you need to get back on track, so do this. So I signed up, and I've been doing so much better this past week. I'm making conscious choices. I'm being aware of what I'm doing. Every time I do make a poor choice, I acknowledge it. Re-educating myself. I'm working out again. I am taking responsibility and acting on it. So, yes, even those of us like me who are dedicated to making this work slip up. We do. It's okay. I'll be okay. And if you ever slip up, you'll be okay too. You just have to not sit in it and let it continue forever. 2 weeks is a long time to not take responsibility. So don't let yourself get that far. If you realize you're making poor choices, don't justify them. Jump back on board. If you ever need help, that's what I'm here for. I'll help you through it. I'm helping me through it. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I would love to hear from you. Unfortunately, I cannot answer all your questions anymore. I'm getting so many messages with questions that, it's a little difficult, but, I am available for hire as a life coach. For the rest of the month of July, I am only charging $100 for a month of coaching. That's insane if you really look up the price of other coaches. That's super cheap. But I am going to have to up my prices in August. Girls got bills to pay too. I'd love to hear from you and be your coach. So head on over to my website. I'll post a link below. And thank you for watching my video. I'll hopefully talk to you next week.